Do you want to install a new operating system or repair your computer? A bootable USB drive makes this process easy. In this video, I'll show you how to create a bootable pen drive using two popular tools, Rufus for Windows and Balena Etcher for Linux, macOS and Windows. Whether you are installing Windows, Linux or running recovery tools, this guide will cover everything step by step. Let's get started. Before we begin, make sure you have a USB drive with at least 8 GB of space, an ISO file of the operating system you want to install. Third, the software to create a bootable USB. It can be either Rufus if you are using for Windows or Balena Etcher that works for Linux, macOS and Windows. Links for downloading these tools are provided in the video description. Let's first create a bootable USB using Rufus. Follow these steps. First, open your browser and type download Rufus for Windows. Click on this first link that is shown over here and it will take you to this interface. At the top right hand corner you will find the option of choosing the language. You can choose any language of your choice, and once you click downwards you will find the download link to download Rufus. You can click on this Rufus 4.6.exe file and it will download the executable file of Rufus. It will take few minutes to download, and once the file is downloaded, you can click on it and execute it. Step 2. Insert the USB drive into your computer. Now once Rufus is downloaded, you have to insert the USB drive into your computer. Step 3. Open Rufus and it will automatically detect your USB device. Once your device is detected, you can click on select over here and choose the ISO file of your operating system. Once you have selected the ISO file of your operating system, the next step is to choose the partition scheme. So there are two partition schemes. One is MBR for legacy BIOS systems and second is GPT for UEFI systems. Step 6. Click on start and wait for the process to complete. This may take a few minutes depending on the size of the ISO file. One important tip to note over here is that make sure you back up your data, as creating a bootable USB will erase all the data on the drive. Now let's see how to create a bootable USB using Balena Etcher, which works on all operating systems. Step 1. You need to open your browser and type download Balena Etcher. It will take you to this interface over here, and on the bottom you will find the download links depending on the operating system for which you are trying to download. So let's say you can make the required selection from here. Let's say if I download for Windows, you can click on the download button and the download will start. Once the download has been started, it will take few minutes to get it downloaded. And now the setup has been installed on my system. You need to click on it in order to run this setup. Install and launch this application. Step 3. Now you need to select the ISO file by clicking on Flash from File over here. Once you click on this option, it will ask you to choose your USB drive. You can choose your USB drive, make the required selection, and once you have chosen your USB drive, you have to click on Flash to start the process. This method is simple and works seamlessly on Linux, Windows and macOS. Now the last step is setting up BIOS or UEFI for boot. Although this step is optional, but it's often recommended. Once the bootable USB is ready, you need to configure your system to boot from the USB. For this, these are the steps that you need to follow. Step 1, you need to restart your computer. Step 2, press the required key to enter BIOS or UEFI. This is usually F2 or F12 or delete or escape depending on your system. Step 3. Navigate to the boot menu and change the boot priority to USB. Step 4. Save and exit the BIOS. Now your system will boot from the USB drive. Now you can test the bootable USB. After configuring the BIOS, restart your computer. If everything is set up correctly, your system should boot from the USB drive. You will now be ready to install or run your operating system. So you have successfully created a bootable USB drive that can be used to install or repair your operating system. If you found this video helpful, then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more tech tutorials.